Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Gwen, I'm a freshman at Andover. Today I wanted to answer some questions that have been appearing in the comment sections. I wanted to say that these are my personal opinions and they are not meant to obstruct you, they are just supposed to help you. Alright. Number one, how to study for the SSAT. Personally, I used two books. So number one was like the Princeton Review, SSAT and ISE Prep. And the second one was Barron's, I guess, SSAT/ISE Prep book. And they're both on Amazon. But I use those to, like get practice tests mainly. And to be able to like practice, that's a given, but to be able to get a gist of what they test you on and what they ask for, because they are repetitive. Like words will repeat on the real test, hopefully. And other than that, I'd say like there are three sections, right? And so for the first section, for the vocab, I went pretty old school. I like just used flashcards. I literally wrote flashcards down and just went over them like every single day. And I know some people use Quizlet and online resources, but those don't really work very well for me. So I have to like fold a piece of paper, and just like write stuff on it and write on the back as well. For math, I'd say go your pre-algebra and algebra, because I don't think the test goes beyond that. And for me, I didn't study that much for the math because, if you do like know your math, and if you do like, if you have been exposed to different forms of the questions, you'll be fine. And it's not something for you to worry about or stress about. For the reading section, however, this was the part that I was really scared about because there was literally nothing for me to study. Besides the practice tests, because, reading, the whole reading scope is like humongous, there's a very slim chance that you will know what's going to be on the test. So I'd say just normally, if you're a person who loves to analyze and if you read a lot, you'll be fine, but definitely check out the entire practice test, because sometimes the correct answer might not be what you think as the correct answer. So know that and be aware of that, and you'll be fine. Number two, is a something score enough? How do I answer this question? This year, because the tests are optional, I think that they do stand of a lower importance than they have been for the past years. My advice for you is to go on College Confidential and check out like the scores of people who have been accepted into your school that you want to be going to, and kind of get a sense of like the scope of their and range of their test scores, so that you get a sense of like, is the score enough? But at the same time, I wanted to point out that one score does not define you. And I know that's cliche, but just because you get a slightly average score does not guarantee denial, and a good score does not guarantee acceptance. Number three, are my school grades enough? This is pretty similar to the last question. And my answer will differ in some way, but mostly will be the same. But I personally feel like recommendation letters are more important than your grades, because each school has different grading scales. They have different standards. They offer different classes. You can take different classes. You can take different difficulty levels. So I'd say that a letter does not give the school that big of a sense of who you are. But I'd say be consistent, try your best, and rely on the recommendation letters for your teachers to show the school how good of a student you are, because I do feel like teachers know you better than you think they do. Number four, how do I manage interviews back to back? I actually have had the same experience. For me, because I was also managing school, I think the most that I did was each night go on there, like the night before, go on the websites of the schools that you will be interviewed from the next day. So, if like today's Monday and tomorrow my Andover interview is happening, I would research the school tonight and be prepared for the interview tomorrow. And the way you do that is go on their website, check out their curriculum, get a sense of what kind of school they are and their motto. And I mean, this is personally just my experience, because I know that some people, they do already know the school very well, but I did not. So I just, went with the flow and tried to get a sense of what their school is like, even though that did not happen most of the time. But I'd say that under-preparing is in some way better than over-preparing, because when you over-prepare, it really does show, and the school, your admissions officer can really tell if you have prepared every single answer. Don't freak out, because you know the answers to their questions, or at least most of them. The only question that I think you should really pay attention to is, why do you choose our school? I mean, obviously that's a very integral process and part of your interview, because in some way it really does tell the admissions officer, why are you interested? Like, are you interested just because we're a good school? Or are you interested because of something we offer? So I'd say that, just know why you wanted to apply at first, and sometimes it might not be obvious, but I think you will be able to find the reason why you love this school when you go on their website and research about the school. Another tip is to really dive down into what you care about, because for me personally, I really do feel the importance of a good curriculum, so I paid attention to their classes that they offered, and I tried to integrate that, their curriculum, their classes, into my answer. All right, number 5. Yeah, number 5. Can you explain the differences between day and boarding? Yes, sure. So, a day student is someone who, I guess, arrives on campus in the morning and leaves at night. So basically someone who isn't a boarder, someone who does not live on campus. And for a boarder, as it sounds, you live on campus, you have a dorm. Most schools do have a proportion of day and boarding students. I know that all the schools that I applied to, they all had day and boarding students, even though some schools that you are applying to might not. Most schools will. All right, number 6, can you edit my essays? So I don't want to come off as mean and lazy, but I don't prefer editing other people's essays. And honestly, I do want to help every one of you guys, but to some extent, I don't know you guys. And the only form of communication we have is through screen to screen. And because of that, I don't know your life story, and no matter how well and how thorough you tell me your life story, I will never understand. Or no, I don't want to come off as mean. I will never, there's definitely a difference between a secondhand experienced person and you as the person who experienced it first. If it's a wording, then sure, but if it's a big idea, communicate with your parents as to what you're going to write. But when you actually write it and you finish it, and if you like this, I'd say just go with it. Submit it. You should get someone to check over grammatical errors and those syntax errors, but don't let their thoughts of your content define you. Because for me personally, I did not like other people editing my essays, so I just went with my instinct. And I think you should go with your instinct as well, because, as they say, instincts are always true. All right, number 7, essay tips. Let's see. Essays, I think, are very, very, very important. Let me think through this. All right, I'm going to try to explain this as best as I can, but I'm not sure how this will turn out. I think that essays, because there are so many different prompts, choose the best one and the easiest one that you can write. Not as in easy as in, oh, I don't have that much to say, but easy as in the reader will be able to comprehend and the reader will be able to connect with me, that kind of easy. Don't neglect your emotions and your feelings because there's a word limit. Some things do hold more importance than other things do. And don't let like a word limit obstruct you from what you're writing. I think that if you are a pretty reflective person and you're a sentimental person who finds it hard to let go of the past, it will be easier for you because you know your life. And for other people, I just wanted to tell you guys that if you know your life, you know what has happened in your life, and you have strong feelings about what has happened, then convey those feelings, convey what you're trying to say. Narrow it down into like one story if you're choosing a prompt like I did last year. But if it's one of those prompts like tell us your life story, don't block it out. Don't be like, today I did this and then next year I did this and blah 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 blah. Make it all flow together. Alright, number 8. How do you write short answers? It's my greatest enemy. Be concise. Be concise. Don't beat around the bush. Don't do what I did last year. I am not a very concise person. I don't talk that straightforwardly. So writing does reflect who I am as a person. Be humorous in some way. Don't be all serious and, just like don't repeat what you are going to say in your essay. Talk about something that might seem insubstantial to the reader, and don't talk about that many things, I'd say, because you really don't have that much space to do so. Narrow it down into one topic and pay attention to that. Okay, the last question. The last question's interview tips. Imagine a train. Okay, imagine a train with like several compartments. You want your answer to build off of each compartment. You don't want the entire train to be one question. The interviewer asks a question, you answer it, but you answer it in compartments. Each compartment should add on from the last compartment, so that you're telling a story and you're not making it a Q&A. Hey guys, so I just realized I completely forgot to say bye, so this is me saying bye. And also congratulations, because application season is over. Congratulations on submitting your application. Good luck to you applicants out there. I hope you get into your dream schools, and tell me what to do in the comments, because I'm guessing it'll be Andover content, but who knows. I just wish the best for you guys. Have a great weekend and have a great month until March 10th. Bye!